Hi.
What up?
I am doing swell. How about yourself, friend? Yes, I watched. You did some crazy, terrible stuff on Baldur's Gate 3, by the way. Like, when you first run into the Cleric again after the tutorial, they teach you how to stealth there right after the Wizard's Gate, and you just open fired on two things that can one-shot you right away. And then you only picked up, what, one more companion, and then you barge into the fortress when most people at least pick up the fourth? Oh my goodness. You at least went and got Lazelle, right? Because I think you had the fighter with you. Well, no, I was talking about before you went into the like mini fortress cathedral thing and you're fighting the bandits. Yes. That's because you didn't get a fourth companion. Okay, sorry.
It was pretty good. I was busy. I was working like nonstop today, and then I had some annoying stuff to do. But yeah, it went by quickly. I got a lot of stuff done. I'm not sad about it.
Not sad about it. I like that. Oh. Excuse me. Excuse me. You fought a beholder.
The Beholder. Hashtag crime balloon.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I was one thing worried about. Um, so the ambush could have happened anywhere. Actually, I had a timer going that entire time, and it could have happened anywhere. And unfortunately for you guys, it did happen in an advantageous position for Xanathar. And I knew it was going to be tough, but I really am just glad that you guys all had fun because that's what really matters. And it turned out to be a pretty. It turned out to be a pretty epic looking scene in my imagination. That's what I'll say. Oh yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, also, we would have been fighting with a dragon, though. Uh,
That's the thing is you you have to at least convince Barrick to fight for you or fight on your side.
yeah.
He's not going to leap into a tangle with a beholder either. Even though he is a dragon, as you guys can see, one shot and you're fucked.
Yeah.
Like And on top of that, if the beholder at all, at any point, turned his anti magic ray onto the staff of Algeron, the ward covering Waterdeep immediately fails. Thus, any dragon within like 100-mile radius knows how much money and like fortune is in Waterdeep and would come clamoring back, as well as granting access for the darker gods immediate entrance back into Waterdeep. Hmm. I I think the most rewarding wasn't on my side at all, but it was to see how well Dickus' band of merry men has become in tune with each other. When this group first started, it was A of all, there was always a fight to see who could be the biggest, baddest, like, motherfucker in melee combat. And B, there really was no support. If you think about it, like, even Jelenith was, like, just shooting arrows most of the time. Oh, exactly. Now it seems like immediately when like people realized action was being called, you guys knew what your roles were and leapt to those tasks immediately. And once people saw, i.e., whether they realized it or not, how well Kovash was like giving Xanathar pause meant that they could clear out the things that would be a problem with Kovash. Yes, Kovash can absorb a lot of damage. Yes, Kovash is really good at getting out of things. But if Kovash had 6 bugbears just surrounding him, that's not, he's gonna be useless. You know what I mean? Um,
Sorry, it's me.
how did you type his name?
Because I'm logged into his Twitch account.
I was so confused. Like, how did I send that message? Uh, anyways, so like they did their job, and like Katra for once was like, "Oh, fireball. Okay, let me reduce my amount of aggression and retreat back to the group and see what the group does." I will give him that. Like his fireball, yes, it hurt Jelenith's spell a very minimal amount, but you have to keep in mind that Xanathar also reduced some of that on one side, so the amount that got reduced was even more. And then he came back, and you got it. Like was just so cool to see an actual hero group working like an actual hero group. Except for Esvel. You all have to teach Esvel some tactics. Uh, well, technically, you actually followed her. Like, she ran into combat. Like, otherwise, you would have been attacked by the Grell.
Right. Like, if she wants to be our meat shield, she needs to put a couple more points into Constitution.
Rogue.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't think he ever plans to. No, I know. I mean, well, yeah, but he is also now a fighter, which means more ASI/feet. And you just saw Dicketh take heavy armor or whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's pretty much it. Is it was nice to see you guys have each other's back and leap into action. Um, I think there's still some doubts, like as like you guys. So it's funny to me when there's like regular dudes on the battlefield, and like it doesn't matter how many or what they look like. Y'all are like, let's fuck them up. We're ready to party. Down to clown right away. The minute it's something that doesn't look humanoid, y'all are like, run away! uh, for example, immediately you had Katra being like, no, we need the help of a dragon.
He was the only one, though. The rest of us were like, let's fucking do this.
Yes, but you also have to figure that Jalaneth was of that opinion as well, and we didn't have Dicketh there for his initial reaction. And I'm not going to say that Dicketh would be like, "Ah, let's go fight a beholder."
Mhm.
I don't even know if Dicketh would know what a beholder is.
True.
Um, I would have changed either that you guys did kill him or he did get away.
Right. We all would have chased him. Like,
Oh yeah, and the thing is you guys literally just needed to get like vision on him for Jelenith. And then Jelenith could unload any one of her items into him and finish him off as well. Because now the way I've been looking at it, the spell says that they can't like inertly harm themselves. So who's to say that Xanathar doesn't take an hour somewhere in the sewers, rest up, and then go turn himself in? Well, you guys also have to remember this. You guys run 30 feet and can dash 60 at a minimum. There's some of you that can run faster than that. Beholder's movement is 20 feet hovering. That's it. Even if he's dashing, he's running less than Kovash is normally with a movement. So you guys race there. Even if he doesn't stop, it's going to be a bit before he gets there. Right. So like it could be it could be it could be Beholder Battle too, and at this point he might just be like, all right, Ring of Fear, Ring of Invisibility, bounce as soon as he takes damage. Oh, and if he does get away, there will be a large there is a thing that will happen depending on if you kill him or not regarding the Undermountain.
great.
I'll leave you guys with that.
Goody. Love. Yeah. 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 A big part of his training with Shar was dying. Like not only yeah, yeah, and like it wasn't so much that it actually happened, but she gave him visions where it might as well have been. like he probably killed himself, she killed him, other people killed him, he killed, like he's very familiar with death. So when it happened, he was like, okay, I know what this is, but this is for real. um, yeah, yeah. And he was just like, when he went, he was just kind of wondering what he was going to find on the other side, because he knows that he's standing at like a crossroads, and um, has just a lot of duality within himself. So he wasn't sure what he was going to find on the other side.
Can I just poke in that when you originally said, "Hey, this is in Google Docs," and I originally started reading the questions, I read I read through this Bjolf question though, and you can ask Laney. I immediately laughed. I was just like,
both of us did. We were like, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Um, I don't think that it's going to damage him as much as it would most people, because he's done this before. He knows what it feels like, and that part does not disturb him. What does disturb him is how he saw both at the end. He was not expecting to see the duality within himself reflected in the afterlife. And he knows now that there's a very clear choice that he has to make between the two. And now he knows that when he goes, what each of them holds for him, um, on the other side. Granted, his promises from Shar would mean that death is not a thing, but you know, that's beside the point right now. I mean, he really wants Xanathar dead, because he knows that, like, he knows enough about the group, and now that he's had his suspicions confirmed, he's like, this is not going to go well for us if this guy gets away. He knows, like, running through his mind right now are all of the things that could possibly happen if we let this guy get away. So he is probably about to dip straight into the sewers. Like, he kind of he has a plan for what he's going to do when he sees him. I'm not just going to say it, but like, but he wants to find and kill this thing immediately.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So basically, Marty the Magnificent is an old dragonborn. He's around 6'2", but that's like him, like hunched over a bit and like leaning. Um, he oh yeah. It's just age is starting to get to him, and he's not like, if he were to actually straighten up and stand, he'd probably be like 6'3", 6'4", but that would never really happen. He's got a bit of a pot belly to him, so he's like 250 pounds. Um, he is a green dragonborn. So in his old age, his what used to be like vibrant green, forest green has started fading to this like dark black green almost, where the like centers of the scales are starting to blacken from age. He's got no hair, and his eyes are actually black and flecked with gold. Um, he wears pretty nice looking clothes. Like imagine like a suit robe, if you would, like a tuxedo robe, almost like it's black and like got like a nice red like inner thing with like a nice like tied off like I forget what they're called, ascot, an ascot like Freddy from Scooby Doo. And all these are like reds and purples and greens, and he has this like nice walking stick that he leans down on, just of nice carved redwood. Oh, and he also has like small little tiny glasses on the edge of his like snout that he looks through. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I already got this like, so I don't remember what old like cartoon or animated movie it's
Who
from.
is this? Who are you describing? Master Raitlov? Who's this guy?
He's my master.
Nemesis?
No.
Okay. Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I don't remember. It's like an older animated film, maybe a cartoon, but like just like a spindly old man with like almost like that Fu Manchu mustache that goes into a beard, and a hat that's way too big that he's always pushing up.
Are you thinking like Sword in the Stone?
I have no idea, man, but that's what I'm picturing.
Okay, because I'm picturing he like
is a bit more like sinister. So
okay, so like Jack Skellington meets fairy godparents Crocker.
Crocker.
Oh no. What are you gonna pull up the image that you have? Let me see. Oh, gotcha. That's the dude from the black. That's the dude from the Black Cauldron, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
The big hat.
No, I don't care about the mustache. The hat has to be a thing. It's way too big, and he's just constantly pushing it up.
But with a bigger hat. Always bigger hat. Are you looking up another picture right now? Don.
I guess this is
Okay.
this is what I was looking at.
Oh God. That's horrifying. He has like blue skin, orange eyes. That's horrifying. Evil.
Oh, he's good? Okay. All right. Well, he can still look like that. Don't be judgmental, you two. Just because he's got dark skin and red eyes doesn't mean he's evil.
He's like the goth kid. He's like the goth kid that you know that's just super nice to everyone.
Yeah, or take a stride from Dorian Storm and make him like half drow, half human. The EXU/CR3.
The bard.
You were asking me about Rayloff. Is that not the name of the guy from Skyrim? Wow. That's funny. Hey, man. Steal what you can, right? Like, let's go. Oh, well, so my bond is I swindled and ruined a person who didn't deserve it. I seek to atone for my misdeeds, but might never be able to forgive myself. So bad. Oh, yes. Yeah, I was thinking that like because I'm older and everything, maybe when I was younger, I stole his wife from him. Yes.
Yeah.
He basically makes me his like Igor.
No, it's Igor. It's Igor.
He basically made me like, yeah, it was more like, here, you do everything I need you to do. And like, I picked up little bits of magic here and there.
You like did his dry cleaning and
Mm-hmm. Well, and also like he did like spells on me, like I'm learning polymorph, so here, hold still real quick.
Maybe Va- vaguely, yeah, yeah.
Do you want to hear about further about Marty the Magnificent? I lie about almost everything, even when there's no good reason to.
Oh no, that's terrible.
I pocket anything I see that might have some value. Um, yep. I am a free spirit. No one tells me what to do.
That can no. That's no.
I cannot, for the life of me, resist swindling people who are more powerful than me.
No.
I can't open doors without knocking on them first. They're off. Rail off. Rail off.
I can't.
Yep. Basically, and so like I have no damage cantrips and no damage spells whatsoever. I have one weapon and it's a light crossbow, and that's it.
I remember all that.
I have friends, prestidigitation, mage hand, minor illusion, disguise self, charm person.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
And I'm gonna be great, and I'm a wild magic sorcerer. So like, let's go. Yep. Bum bum bum.
Good. That was mean. That would be mean. That would be very mean. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know. You did okay. You did okay. Yes. Tons. Yeah. Sure. Excellent. Good. Yeah. Yeah. See, I have a plan for how ghosts are gonna work.
Oh God, I'm gonna hate his character so much.
Probably. So
Sorry.
sorry. Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt your train of thought. Good. Okay. So the main superstition, uh, like as you know, the goblins are raiders, and since you don't have the name, I'll give it to you. It's the Patumaika Acapulco. Uh, that is the group of islands that is right above Hundak, and pretty much only goblins inhabit that place. And they believe that there is a god living below their islands in the form of a door. And it is what gave birthplace, it is the birthplace of the world, and it becomes angry when the world's subjects are not grateful for the gift of its existence. As the inhabitants of these islands, it is their duty to keep the Pukaweli appeased. If you need spelling on that, I will give it to you. But if you're going to if you're going to be from these islands, you will speak Goblin, and you will know that that name means scary door.
Scary door.
Yeah. So they feed this door, and it likes treasures. It likes food. It also likes dead things, and they will bring it to the priests. Will bring it to the door, and it will keep the scary ghosts from coming out. Yeah, there are ghosts that come out. So when the door is either displeased,
Adventure hook.
What? Well, actually, basically, they say that like whenever the door is unhappy with the gifts that it has received, it will open just a crack and it will let something out. So every so often, like one or two things will get let out, and you have seen them before. The one that you have seen, la 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 la. Hold on. I'm not gonna pull up an image. I just have a description. I don't have any images. Um, okay. You would have seen one. It's like sleek and lithe. It was about the size of a horse, and it's shaped almost like a greyhound. But the front part of its body is a lot larger, and it like goes up into a much more extreme tapering at the waist. It has no tail, and when it opens its mouth, there are just rows and rows and rows of sharpened fangs. And then there are very, very long canines and premolars on either side. So it's just like 3 to 4 rows of teeth on both the top and the bottom, and then the top has like really long fangs. Um, then it also has these feet that end in like razor sharp claws, and its eyes are there. Like you can see where the eyes are, but they're the same color as the rest of its body, which is like this really dark black. And its skin look like it's almost made of oil, and it like drips when it's walking. So, and when it's walking, it makes like this sort of noise, and it's really really gross. And you would have heard it like make these sounds. It's like this really deep like sort of shriek. I haven't seen that one. Yeah.
You're a demon dog.
So that is the one of the ghosts that you have seen, and you would know that these ghosts are sometimes able to inhabit mortal forms, and they will hide inside of mortals, and occasionally they will be like hard to see. So that is what you know ghosts to be.
Yeah, we're definitely not gonna get along, Donnie. No.
Okay. Yeah. You would know that like when did you want to leave the goblins and kind of strike out on your own? Okay. So you would know that they're kind of struggling right now because the orcs that used to live along the coast that they would raid have kind of gotten tired of their bullshit. And while they can defend the goblins, they still manage to take things every so often. So they've just started like moving farther away from the coast and making it harder for the goblins to raid them. You would also, uh-oh, I lost the train of thought. The thought train derailed. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. There, you would have experienced Samvogen in Hundak, having grown up there. And being one of the wilder places, it has some of the wilder fan creatures that come through. So one that you would have seen a lot would have been a reet vine. A reet vine. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, you got the first part. The vine part is good, but replace the REET with RYT, and you're good to go. So this is like a gargantuan creature. It's huge. Well, those are two different things. It's gargantuan, and it is similar in appearance to like a cross between a very large cat and like a ferret. It is electric blue in color. And then it has a purple stripe that runs from the tip of its snout all the way to the end of its tail. You know that in addition to being very fast, very aggressive, and just in general very dangerous, it also has the ability to control like plants and nature around it. So whenever these things come up, it's a problem. And you know that like Hoondok's jungles are just that's why there aren't a lot of communities there that stay in one place. Everywhere that's out in the jungle is nomadic. There's nowhere that's like really completely solid. They'll stay there for a while, but they will generally move during the seasons because the jungles will just get ravaged by all of the stuff that comes through during Samlogan. I feel like as someone who lived with the goblins, you would know the difference between fake.
Are you a goblin?
No, he's he is.
Why don't you just? You should just totally be a goblin. That would be amazing.
Okay. But like you would know the difference between creatures that come through from Feyan and creatures that are ghosts.
Ghost.
If you yes, you would know. Well,
Damn, son.
you know, if you want to be dumb, I'm not going to stop you. If you want to believe everything is a ghost, I I won't stop you. You would know the difference. Okay. Okay. There's also I'm going to be giving you like a full breakdown of the hierarchy that is currently in place for the gangs in the capital Hiokai. But I'm not going to do that here because that'll take a minute. So that's going to come in your info dump.
Wow, Donnie.
The amount of effort you put in is just so heartwarming.
And his heart grew 3 sizes bigger that day. Yeah. Don't get it twisted. Sorry.
So nice.
Okay. Um. Well, I know this that a if you don't kill Xanathar, there will be a couple of people who will want to see the job done regardless. And you have the ability to find out where he is located. Um, and you will probably end up going in the same direction. If he dies, I think that hopefully some of you will be like, hey, look, we killed an actual monster. Maybe we can do this, i.e., Katra, Asvel, a little worried on their thing. But for the most part, I don't think this is really going to change anything. Maybe it's going to get you guys some more gear because you have gold coming your way because you rescued the vault of or the dragons, the vault of dragons. So yeah, it's 25K, but like I'm gonna make it so that it's an even amount split. Yeah, I don't like making it be like it's 4 6 6 6 or whatever. Like that's obnoxious. Um, but yeah, you'll have some more money, which means that you'll replace some of the healing potions you just used, maybe the scroll you just used. Maybe you'll invest bigger into the Troll Skull Manor. Maybe you invest into more into the boats. Maybe you guys freaking oh yeah, but that doesn't mean that you can't like invest in stuff and like get stuff ready for when it returns and like you could also buy a warehouse for it on the dock so that like it has protection and you guys can store goods and transport even more. You could start like a whole fleet. Like there's a whole bunch of options or you spend it on yourselves, get even more prepared and follow the map that has been given to you into the well and start digging because like I said to you guys before, Dickus can take this as a confidence boost, but I also don't want them to be like, we can do 7 levels of the Undermountain in one go. Kovash is gonna die then. I will put it out there like that. No, like I put in it so you know me, I love when you guys go out of the box and do crazy shit, but I'm only going to put in as much work on the things that you guys do as you guys do, right? So like if you want to have a self-sustaining business in the background that gives you money sometimes or you may have to spend more money on, but to make money while you're off adventuring, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a self-sustaining business in the background that will sometimes come to the forefront if you need it, right? If you guys are like suddenly like, haha, never mind, we want to be Dick's band of opening pirates, and you take the howl of the night and you go become pirates, and like, or you guys decide to stay at the inn and you guys are like, we're gonna buy out all the inns in Waterdeep. Then I guess our campaign becomes you guys and economy and profit building and margins and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You
But
sound
no,
so
like,
excited to run the stock market.
exactly. But like that's the thing is there's so many things you guys could actually do that you haven't looked into. Like you guys could totally like hire men at arms, mercenaries, go in with like 5 extra dudes down into the well, and like have them as meat shields. Like you guys could get people. You could start another business. You could donate. You could get more involved with the Lord's Alliance. There's like a whole bunch of stuff you guys could do It's just what you guys intend to do with it, and I expect you to do what you said you're going to do, and that's go down the well. So, i.e., buy more stuff to go down the well with.
Since we're talking about money, Laney, and the DM has just again told us that we're going to be getting a decent amount of money. We talked about Beowulf's next move. He wants to kill Xanathar, etc. What's he gonna do next? Does he have plans for the money or things he's always wanted to do or get or spend it on? Honestly, I have no idea what Kovash would do with money. Kovash doesn't need anything at this point, really.
Right.
Um,
I know he wants to get his hands on like some kind of magic item because at this point I think I still have like 2 attuned slots open. Like, I mean, there's really no
holds
reason.
out a +1 Morning Star.
Right.
Kovash does, for what it's worth. He doesn't care about the +1 leather armor, but Kovash kind of definitely wants to keep all of the +1 Morning Stars.
That's fine. I mean, until there's something that can like replace the sickle, I'm not super interested in it.
Well, no, I just meant like we got like 9 of these things or something.
Yeah.
Like that is a lot of gold that Kovash is like, you can never have too many things to smash limbs with. Why would I sell this? These seem like really good skull smashers.
Well, I think I'll probably cut a deal with you and be like, look, man, you can keep like 4. Let us sell the rest of them.
Because you can sell them and get better skull smashers.
Exactly.
Let's see. Let me look this up.
What? How much a +1 Morning Star is worth?
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
But Beowulf, on the other hand, wants a magic item and not a weapon unless it's a artifact level weapon, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's anything better than what I have out there.
So what kind of magic item does Beowulf want then?
I'm looking kind of into something that'll increase his wisdom.
Okay, what's his
It's
wisdom?
probably not going to happen, but my wisdom's like an 18.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the real, and it's not an issue, and Kyle's messed with it with the Dicketh before, I believe with the pan flute to a degree. Items, I know items that give stat boosts also buff DCs, and that gets insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anytime you give someone just a bonus to their DC, which giving you like a +2 to wisdom is doing that, it changes those CR monsters that are CR'd for this level aren't anymore because I just gave you a harder DC.
Yeah. I mean, I only say that because that's the only thing I could possibly think of. Like, really, I just want to go and see what's out there, and then because I don't really know what I have to choose from. So I'm just
that's the thing Kovash could do. People keep asking how many slots Kovash has, but I'm pretty sure he has the sword and the scimitar.
And the ring.
Oh, he does have the ring of fire resistance, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Ford's useless ring.
I was gonna say I thought I sold that or tried to sell it. But I don't know.
He also what?
Yeah.
No, he also wants. I mean, he's been trying to track down Drizzt for a while. He also kind of wants to give him a portion of it to see if he can get him into where the resistance is. Like, he wants to put some money specifically towards that.
By the resistance, you mean the resistance against Vortigern?
Correct.
Okay, I was like, so like the Waterdeepian army.
No, like the resistance that is in the Dale, like it's made of Northerners.
Oh,
it was like a very small. It was announced at the dinner when Drizzt showed up that there is a small pocket of resistance still in the deep north, and it's because they're ever moving and they do like small hit and run tactics.
sounds like a thing Kovash is down for.
Mm-hmm.
Kovash is just down to clown.
Yeah. So he wants to see if he can like make that happen somehow.
Daniel says, take some of the fun potion and you'll get real wise. Flawless filter of fun. That's a great name for that.
Wait, what potion?
He secretly went to Fala and had her filtrate the special fruit. And now she's like got a thing going where she can replicate it, and she's gonna start making these potions.
Yeah, she had two versions. One of them I think was slightly healing or resistant to psychic effects or something.
It was resistance to psychic damage,
and then the other one was just labeled for
20
fun.
doses of a highly concentrated fun time.
Yeah, I'm so excited for us to do that.
Where'd I go? How does Bjorn feel about the fight itself? I feel like I can't ever read him. Like, I know he's a Northman, but he seems more like Sif was the barbarian king. He was the great conqueror, the white wolf, blah, blah, blah. Kovash was the many-scarred and shows it, goes around ready to... Bjorn seems more reserved than those two. I don't necessarily want to say hesitant or reluctant to fight, but maybe to, like, revel in those aspects of life, those more barbarian Northman-esque. How does Bjorn actually view fighting, and particularly the one we just had? Is there anything he thinks could have gone better, aside from, dice falling and him dying?
Wow, damn. I took my answer.
Straight to the point.
No, he actually loves fighting. What he has issues with or has been having issues with, is fighting in a group. He has, up until this point, not really worked with other people when it comes to fighting, and so finding where he fits in that unit has been a bit of a learning curve. So he also just has a different take on fighting, and the reason that he enjoys it, he is not exactly open about, because he just enjoys inflicting pain, causing suffering.
We have that. I mean, we have that in common. That's Kovash. That's
right. He's just not particularly open about that, because I mean, his goddess is all about like subterfuge and deception and bamboozling and stuff. So he just tends to keep all of that close to the chest, because he's aware that it's not necessarily smiled upon to be that way.
I think that's all I had for you guys. But as always, I want you guys to, ask me or each other questions, as well as open it up for chat too. If anyone in chat has questions, I've been grilling all of you guys for a while. Now it's your turn.
What was your guys' favorite part of the fight? And after that, what was your favorite part of the encounter in the actual Dragon Vault?
I don't know that Kovash had a favorite part inside the Dragon Vault. That was money and politicking that he didn't really care about. He was like, "Oh, we're here. We found the gold. Cool. Can we go now?"
Laney, I particularly just loved it when he was like, "Yeah, actually, I never leave. I just eat. I just eat diamonds and chill down here. Sorry, I lied about that."
Sorry, I feel bad. I have to come clean.
So I was like, "Oh, okay, this guy's fine."
That was good. Finding out he was a dragon was obviously when someone was like,
I
"No, I think he had like."
Your favorite part of the Xanathar fight, though?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Holding on to the eye stalk and beating into him.
So here's the thing. When I went and jumped, that was what I pictured in my head. And then I was like, but I'm jumping and attacking like with the sword to cling in. So it's going to be more like with the sword. And I'm actually really kind of upset. Kovash jumping onto the beholder was legendary, said Daniel.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to admit I'm so mad that I fell off when I did because I was just attacking with my chains. So my next frenzied attack from then out was just going to be me stomping on the dagger that Esbel hit it with. So it was going to be dagger attacks that I'm just continually stomping that dagger in again and again. And then he telekinetically pulled me off.
Yeah.
Those were good.
I can't say I really had a favorite part of the fight because, like, I wasn't part of much of the fighting. I mean, even when I was back up, I went and revived Katra right away. So, like, I didn't really get to do much.
I mean, but you still observed the fight as Laney.
Yeah, I guess.
And did Laney have any other part of the fight that she enjoyed?
Your death, your vision was all part of the fight too.
That's true, yeah. No, I mean, like, okay, I was being too specific with it. No, it was the Beholder eye stock was pretty great.
I mean, yeah, that was there. I actually think my favorite part was when I had the lethargy and like that image of straining against the lethargy, unable to move, and like losing that rage and knowing that the last one was coming.
Yeah.
Was actually, I think, probably my favorite.
Probably like the first look of concern and worry that's hit Kovash's face in a long time.
Since we got to Waterdeep was when he turned and was like, "Stay back."
That would be a cool image to see replicated as well.
But it went on and off without a hitch, honestly. Like that was the easiest occurrence of the smiling one there's ever been. There was any collateral damage.
Which is why, like I said to Kyle, I'm going to need to make a couple extra rolls we didn't make because we already made the other rolls. Because I think, like I said, while he's out there, he's probably going to prod and investigate because, like you said, that was really easy. So now he needs to see how much control do I have? Am I ready to move on and can I let this out at will or is this still its own thing?
Well, I will say be careful because, like, I made it a low DC because it's going to be, like, a cumulative thing. The longer you don't let him out, the harder it's going to get.
And that's what I mean by the poke and prod is during what we talked about, you know, the night raiding of Vortigern's camps and stuff out there. He's probably gonna just start letting him out and then trying to put him away at will instead of letting him go until he tires himself out. And seeing that's how he's going to poke and prod and figure out how much control he has, is he's gonna continually let him out and be like, okay, I can put you away. We're good now. Or, nope, we still gotta keep you locked up for every time we can except when needed.
True.
Anything else? Lady, do you have anything?
At the moment, no.
I will say, though, like, regardless of what happened, it was such a cool scene, Beowulf and Katra going down. Like, because the Beholder is basically backing up, making sure that Kovash is, like, pinned down with his anti-magic zone and nobody can come through there. So even if Kovash does hit him, it's gonna, like, not do as much damage. And just, like, fires off 2 more rays into the darkness, just taking 2 running figures out as on the bridge. Cool.
I'm actually changing my answer now that you mentioned it. My personal favorite part of the fight was when I was like, yeah, you were ready for Beowulf to die because he was dead, but obviously someone was going to get Katra up. You weren't ready for him to die too, and you were like, and it got to his turn and you were like, actually I was, and just went into it. That was my favorite part about the fight.
Yeah, I have kind of a death scene prepared for each one of you at certain points. Yeah,
what was Kovash's?
That's something I cannot tell you right now.
Wait, he's like at Beowulf, so about leaving the server. I did, technically. sort of. He's just, the problem is that Bjolf is head over heels in love with Shar, and that won't go away because there are still parts of Zella that, like, when he talks to her, he feels like there's something missing there. And there are like certain things that he feels like she doesn't understand about him that Shar does. So it's just like
That's
he can't get rid of her.
so Phoenix. If you're just joining us now, um, and if you didn't see some of the previous ones when Lainey was here, I feel like we've talked about this, and part of it is that, like, at least for Bjolf, Shar and Saloon, right?
Yeah. Well, Zella and Saloon are basically the same. Yeah.
Right, but that the two goddesses are kind of the same goddess,
Yeah.
or
They're very similar.
that like they're aspects of the same goddess, just like one is more dark and the other is more light or whatever. But they're both the goddess of the night, effectively.
Well, what it was is that they used to be the same thing. They used to be the same being.
Lore-wise, we're aware.
And now they are two completely separate gods.
Me and Lainey have talked about how, like, Kovash sees it just based on the little he heard when he was with Shar. And I believe I asked if Bjolf viewed it that way. Lainey and I are aware of the lore on that, but this was more like Bjolf, I think Lainey has said, kind of views it closer to this, where they were separated, but maybe not as separated as the lore would have you believe, type thing.
Right. It's not so much that he doesn't believe they're as separated as the lore would have you believe. It's just he thinks that there might be a way to re-put them back together because he sees pieces of himself in both sides, and he can't reconcile with one or the other. So if they were the same thing, then it would make sense to him.
It was you all along, Bjolf. You are the two aspects combined back together.
But I have a penis.
You were us the entire...
But I have a penis. But I have a penis.
He's not even the best.
He's not even the best drummer in the band. Okay, sorry.
But I do think we're gonna call it there. We've been live for an hour or so here. Thanks for coming, everyone. I mean, unless you have more questions, Kyle.
No,
I was gonna say.
I was kind of, like I said, hoping to see Xanathar either fully flee or die, and this kind of still puts it at like an awkward state, and it burns my soul.
But thanks for coming, everyone. Kyle, Lainey, thank you for coming and being on the show. Catch Phoenix tomorrow, I presume, with more Minecraft, ?
Probably.
So maybe I'll stop by and join depending on when he goes live and what's going on. Rest of streams throughout the week. I don't believe we're doing Wednesday.
No Wednesday.
But maybe we'll convince Dan Can to do some Minecraft or map making instead. Bloodthirsty Thursdays. You guys painting this week?
Yeah.
Painting with the PCs on Friday. So stop by whenever you see the notification, say hi and see what's going on. I'm going to try to locate someone to raid.
And let's turn into Rick Summons.
I don't show any TTRPGs on mine. If someone gives me a name of one. Not that, like, I don't follow any, but I don't see any that are live right now.
I don't know anybody who streams on Mondays, honestly.
Otherwise, we'll just...
Or if I do, I don't remember.
2 seconds.
I'm sorry.
Okay. I was gonna say, yeah, otherwise, I have people we can raid that are doing, like, Dead by Daylight or something.
There's people playing Strahd, Steven says. Where are they? Realmsmith.
That's the Twitch name?
He's not even the best smith in the realm.
Oh, helps if I spell it right.
Even the best smith in the realm.
There we go. So yes, thank you for coming, everyone. You're all the best. We'll be live the rest of the week, and maybe masks on Sunday. We're trying to figure stuff out, guys. But stop by and show these guys some love as they play through Strahd.
Woo!
He's not even the best smith in the realm.
Oh, I forgot to do that. Well, we'll just do it here.
Are we off stream?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't want to watch this guy.
Why?
Omega Bard is so obnoxious, in my opinion.
Who?
The DM, I'm guessing, for this
Because the
Host.
biggest video.